Right, come on, let's have a chat about buying a new car. So, this is a really good tip. It's free, and it's information that's going to save you an absolute fortune. It'll save you a fortune going to look at cars because you can do your checks before you even leave the house. So, what is it all about? Basically, you can do an MOT test of your own. When the DVLA updated all their systems, they made it all accessible and online. So they digitised the whole system. So if you remember the old MOT slips you used to get where they put the stamp in, it was all written out by hand, that's all gone, and it's all done on the PC now. So all previous MOTs from when they adjusted the system are all stored. Any information, any advisory notes, it's all online, it's all there. And this is how you get to it. On your phone or PC, www.gov.uk/check/MOT/status. When you're looking at a car, you've looked on eBay, you've looked on Gumtree, Auto Trader, whatever, you've got the registration number. It's usually there. It's not very often people smudge them out. You can see the registration. Bang that in to DVLA. So we go back to the PC again. Like I say, or your phone, whatever's available. I've got eBay on here. I was just looking at this beautiful 1M. What a gorgeous car that is. But anyway, we're not going to do one on that. We're going to look for something else. And we're going to go for the Nissan 350. Now, we were looking at some of these, thinking about buying one. These are a great one to check using this system because they do have a lot of inherent faults, corrosion and all sorts of problems like that. So here's one here. This one looks pretty good. Yeah, it looks nice. We'll have a look at that. We've got a nice registration plate there. There it is, look, MP53TEU. So what we can do is now go back to that Gov website. There we go. Put the registration number in the box there, click on it, and it takes us through. Is that the right car? That looks good to me. Bingo. So it shows us straight away that it's got tax and MOT. So at the moment the vehicle is on the road, which is always good. If one of those isn't, if it's sawn or whatever, that's always good to know because you know the car's not being used and it's being stored, which again can cause problems in itself. But so that's your basic check. Then you go into that box on the right hand side there to check the history of the vehicle. Start now. Again, we'll just pop the registration number back in. You can go directly to this section if you want to, rather than looking at the road tax and all that sort of thing as well. But here we go, straight into it, look. We work our way into the MOT history. We'll click the down link on that. Here we go, look at all of these. This is amazing. This is just like gold. The information here is just so good. We can see it's passed on those two, and it failed on this one with a chip on the windows. Near side windscreen wiper does not clear, which is a nothing. Okay, this one here in 2017, under trays, the rear exhaust is heavily corroded. We've got brake pads low, which is not much going on there. Look at the one before though, the under tray still was loose. So this bloke has had this car for a year and has never dealt with fixing the under tray. So just looking at all of these little issues in the past, there's not a lot in there. There's not a lot of really nasty stuff in there. But you wait till a minute when we get another one of these up and I'll show you how invaluable this is. Because all the things on here, they're quite, nothing too serious. Things that can be sorted with not a lot of cost. You wait and see what happens when I find another one. I guarantee you we're going to find some real problems and save ourselves a trip wherever to go and look at the car. I mean, like that, you see, again, exhaust leaking. Yeah, it's nothing much. It's nothing much there. You can also check all of your mileages. See from 1 year to the next, has the clock been tampered with? Let's go and find another one. Let's go back to the old flea bay and see what we've got in here. I mean, this car, look, it don't look too bad. I mean, if I was really interested with what I've just looked at there, I think I might go and have a little look at that.
What about this one then? Ah, this is at a garage. Look, quality cars today. Sounds like a good garage, doesn't it? Look, selling this beautiful car. There's the registration. We've got that GT52. We'll pop that in again into his search engine. So let's get a new search going on, which put his registration in there. And let's see what this one comes up with. Quality cars. Is it a quality car? Oh, I don't know. MOT history, look, that's where we want to be. I want to see that. Come on, let's have a look at this one. Oh yeah, right, what we got? Low mileage, you know, it's not done many miles, but oh my goodness me, straight away I've got alarm bells. We've got alarm bells ringing. Oh, anti-roll bar linkage, a little bit of play, not too bad, but the wheel bearing, slightly noisy. Oh dear, could be expensive. Look at this though, look at this lot. We've got all sorts going on here. Headlamps, yeah, headlamp issues. We've got rear subframe mounting, corroded significantly. I can't say it significantly. There's a lot. Corrosion is what I'm really worried about. I don't want to see corrosion on the bodywork, on the subframes, because that is expensive stuff. And unless you're going to get it fixed up properly, it's going to cost you a fortune. But we've got brake discs that have been worn. What I'm looking for here is in the past, go back as far as you can, see what faults there were, like the brake discs worn. Did the guy who owns it get it fixed straight away, or did he have a reoccurring problem with the same thing next year? You can see straight away with this, how has the car been looked after? Because if the guy was keen and he looked after his car, these faults wouldn't be reoccurring year after year after year. And you know that car's been looked after. This one, as you've just seen, has got a shed loads of faults on it that have just been coming every single year, and he's not been looked after. It's an absolute, oh, it's a melon of a car. And look at this, it says on here, we're quality cars, look, quality cars. You know, the car's been looked after well and all the rest of it. Oh, look, it's got supplied with an MOT. There are no warning lights on the dashboard. Yeah, right, because underneath's rotted as hell. You know, I mean, look, it even says on here, look, it's got listing all the previous MOT, the dates. I mean, what? That is just useless information. We don't want to know. You're not telling us what the truth is about this car, and that it is an absolute melon. It's as rotten as a pear underneath. It's got corroded brake lines on it, worn out brake discs, and all sorts going on. Leaking steering rack was you know, I mean, you look at the picture, it looks like a pretty good motor, you know, it looks okay. Doesn't tell a story though, does it? What we've just seen on that MOT status, the history of all those previous faults, you won't even go, I won't even waste my time going to look at this car. It's just not good. And yet the pictures on the screen look absolutely fantastic.
For me, when I'm looking at a car to buy and I've looked in here, what I'm looking for, has that car been looked after? Has it been maintained? And the easiest way to find out, if somebody's had an advisory and it's not been repaired, the following year that advisory is still there. You know, like power steering rack leaking slightly, and then the following year power steering rack leaking slightly, and the following year. And sometimes you'll follow this through for like 3 and 4 years where they haven't had it fixed. You know, you're thinking, this guy has not looked after this car. But it can be other things, more important things, like corrosion. We were looking at Nissan 300s and 350 ZXs. Notoriously bad for rot. Not a lot of underseal underneath the car. So when we were looking through, you just whiz in corrosion, 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 corrosion on all these previous MOTs. Sometimes they've been welded, repaired, and I'm thinking, that's not the car for me. I don't want any of that. You know, I want a nice straight car that's had no rot and corrosion, has probably been treated. So we could eliminate all of these cars straight away. It's an absolutely fantastic tool for seeing if somebody's looked after the car. If they fix the advisories from the previous year, it's just a great tool. It really is, and it can save you a trip. Also, you can catch the owner out, because you can see if they've literally just had it MOT'd and it's got advisories and work that's not been carried out. On the phone, ask the question. You can say, has the car got any problems? And Oh no, it's a fantastic car, never gave me any troubles. Oh, has it ever had a leak on the power steering rack? No. Well, you know for a fact that they're lying to you. Don't trust them. Forget that one. I'll go and see something else. And that's what it's all about. It's a fantastic tool for buying a new car. Well, a new used car. Now, I hope that's been of use to you, and please enjoy that because it's free, completely free. There's no limit on how many times you can use it. You can put new registrations in. It's absolutely brilliant. It really is. So if it's been of use, if it saved you a few quid, drop me a little thumbs up, like, subscribe, and thanks for watching.